We're at the Lamed.
Base Amud Aleph. What is that? By 2000.
Okay.
So we're still in the middle of Kibbutz Avim, the Sugi of Kibbutz Avim. So comes the story, and then we're going to see something about Kibbutz Avim from here. Masnile Rav Yecheskel the Rami Brei. Rav Yecheskel said over the following Mishnah to his son Rami. This is Rami Bar Yecheskel. That's interesting point to see right away that Rav Yehuda, the son of Rav Yehuda in the Gemara, is also Rav Yehuda Bar Yecheskel. It doesn't usually brothers. It doesn't usually say his name. It just says Rav Yehuda, but Rav Yehuda is really Rav Yehuda Bar Yecheskel. So Rav Yecheskel was teaching his son Rami the following Mishnah. On the so we're going to learn a sugya. I'm not to get Kibbutz Avim, but we're going to come in. On the Shrafim bin Iskola. What if you have some people that are Chayiv Sreifa and some people that are Chayiv Skila, and they got mixed up, and you don't know who's who? So what are you going to do? So are you going to give them all Skila or all Sreifa? They're all Chayiv Misa, all Chayiv capital punishment.
What's the question?
It's people that were condemned to death penalty.
Yeah.
Some people Sreifa and some people Skila. And now they got mixed up. You don't know who's who.
Oh, you don't know who. What do you
and
do?
They might say their own opinion, but you can't trust them. So you forgot who's Chayiv Skila, who's Chayiv Sreifa. So what are you going to do? So you're going to kill all of them. But which? How could you give Sreifa someone's Chayiv Skila? So the Gemara, that's what it talks about. Rabbi Shimon Omer, you do no Skila. You should give everybody Skila. Why? Because he holds that Sreifa Chamor. He holds that Sreifa is more severe than Skila, and therefore you give him the easier one. If you don't know, you have to give the easier one. That's how Rav Yecheskel tell over the Mishnah to his son Rami. Amalei Rav Yehuda Brei, so Rav Yehuda who's there, he was the son of Rav Yecheskel also. So he told his father, Abba, lo titnei hachi. You shouldn't learn like that. That's the wrong. It's not the right version of the Mishnah, because if the way you said it, nisrafim bin iskolim, it doesn't just mean that people that are chayiv straight got mixed up with people that are chayiv skila. It means that it doesn't say they both of them got mixed up. It says nisrafim got mixed into an iskolim. So the implication is that there were more niskolim, and some nisrafim got mixed in. So it means the rove is niskolim, the rove of chayiv skila. So what if the case is that's the case? If the case that you said that nisrafim bin niskolim, so then that means that the people that are chayiv skila are the rove. So then, of course, you're going to give skila because of the rove. You don't have to come with a fancy reason because Sreifa is more severe, and you have to give them more lenient. If according to the case that you said, of course you give skila because it's the rove. My area Sreifa chamura type of way they move in the skolim. If the case is that there's the skolim, so how can you say the reason why they give skila is because Sreifa is too severe? It should be enough. The reason is because there's rove. So therefore, the girsa should be the opposite. Instead of saying teach him the following girsa on the srafim. Instead of saying that the srafim got mixed into the skolim, say the girsa the skolim got mixed into the srafim. It means srafim is the robe, and therefore we go with the robe. You give him sreifa, but still the leniency of skila overrides the robe. Okay.
The leniency.
You have to give the more lenient one, even if it's against the robe. The robe will say to give sreifa. But you have to give them more lenient punishment. That's what the son said.
I mean, if you say on the skolim this
that was the case. That Reb Shimon said that you give skila because it's the more lenient. You give streifa because right. Because,
you give streifa
because no. I said it right. You give skila because it's the more lenient one.
Skila is more. I thought it was the hardest.
Oh, because skila streifa herek bechenek that we just did that one.
Yeah.
But you're a banan, but Rav Shimon argues. Rav Shimon holds streifa is more severe than skila. Rav Shimon would say streifa skila chenek v'herek. He argues on the severity. So the Yaakov is right. We pass like Rabbanan that are going to say soon that skila is the most severe. But Rav Shimon holds that streifa is the most severe, and everybody else have to give the more lenient of the two capital punishments. So, but Rabbi Yehuda was bothered that if the case would be that the shrafim are mixed into the skolim, so the reason Rabbi Shimon says that you give skila shouldn't be because it's more lenient, it should be because it's the rove. So it must be the case was that the shrafim were the rove, and that Rabbi Shimon says that even though the shrafim are the rove, don't give sreifa, give skila, because skila is a more lenient one. Okay.
And if you don't know, you can go against the rove. When you don't know,
you have to give them more lenient, right? You have to go to the lenient, go the
even though rove is
right. Amalei, but the father was still, if that's the nice pshat. But continue on. The Chachamim moment, you do the streifa, Shaskila Chamim. But the other Mishnah, I want to argue and say that all of them should get streifa because they're all the opposite, like Levi Yaakov pointed out, that skila is more severe, and therefore we agree, give the more lenient one. But the more lenient one happens to be skila. But if that's true, that the case is that the Skalim and the Srafim, they should have said the reason is because of robe. The same kasha at Yad and Rab Shimon have the Rabbanan also. My year the Skila Chamura take away the Reuben and Srafim. If the case is that the Skalim got mixed into the Srafim and the Srafim is the robe, how come the Rabbanan say the reason you give Sreifa is because it's the more lenient one? They should have said because it's the robe. Same kasha over again. The answer is simple. Amalei Hasam Rabbanan who the Kamalei the Rab Shimon. The comment, Sreifa Chamura, lo, Skila Chamura. Everyone agrees that the leniency overrides the robe. You have to give the more lenient one. So everyone knows that So Rav Shimon said in the case where there is Sreifa more robe, so you still give Skila because Skila is the more lenient one. So Rabbanan wanted to say, no, Skila is not the more lenient one. Sreifa is the more lenient one. Because if it would be the more lenient one, so then they also would agree after the more lenient. So they said, you're right, we don't care about the robe. In other words, we don't care about the robe over here. Anyway, this was the discussion between Rabbi Cheskel and the son Rabbi Yehuda. Cheskel said over a Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Akash, his son Rabbi Yehuda Akash, and he said, don't say it like that, say it like this. And he explained why the father was wrong. Shmuel was the Rebbe. Rabbi Yehuda's Rebbe was Shmuel. So you have over there in the room probably was Rabbi Cheskel and his two sons, and Shmuel the Rebbe. What?
The two sons of Rami
and Rabbi Yehuda.
And Rabbi Yehuda.
They were the two sons.
Studied his own Rebbe.
Shmuel was there.
He was also there.
He was there.
What's the majority between Shmuel and Rabbi Cheskel?
That's not a get talk Gemara now, but there's going to be a Gemara someplace. Shmuel is probably bigger, but it's not the subject right now. But there is a subject someplace about that.
Why I'm asking because who's he listening to? His son is.
You didn't see what Shmuel was going to say. You didn't see what Shmuel was going to say. But so it's not going to be relevant. Shmuel rebuked Rav Yehuda for talking to his father like that. Shinana, we said, means either the sharp Rashi says, and the other Gonim say that it means the big teeth, the one with big teeth. Whatever the pshat is, Shinana, don't say like that to your father. It's not the right way to talk to your father. You tell the father, don't say like that. Don't teach him like that. The way that he argued is improper.
Okay.
If somebody saw his father transgressing your Torah, they're doing Avera. You shouldn't say straight out, Abba, you transgressed the Torah. Too direct. He should tell his father, so and such and such it says in the Torah. So the more also, is that any better? The Torah, that's what he should say. So he comes out. He's also painting him, which Rashi says means the same as before. That it's just as bad to say you transgress the Torah, or to say that it says in the Torah such and such. Ella, what should he say? Abba. At the question about this.
So what was the Uri?
Which word?
So
that's Tsar. So he comes out. He's painting him. If he's going to say Kakos of the Torah, he's going to paint him also. Rashi says it's the same as before. So how do you rebuke it? So first the Gemara said, don't say you're transgressing the Torah, and then also don't say that it says in the Torah so and so.
That's in David. It's not saying.
I don't know. Then the Gemara said, what should he tell him? Abba, make your Kakos of the Torah kach. It says in the Torah such and such. It says a pasuk in the Torah such and such.
So quote a pasuk.
So what's that? Why is that better? It says a pasuk. Before he said kakos of the Torah.
I didn't catch that either.
I don't know. What's the difference? The Gemara's happy now. And the end of Gemara, 2 dots. So two dots, 1 dot, 2 dots.
Maybe Mikra the Torah. I don't know if there's a shot. Maybe. But he does it. He says, let's learn this pasuk together or something. Doesn't say.
Whatever you're going to say is possible.
When he just says
kakos of the Torah, kakos of the Torah. So it says
like he's contradicting him. He's saying what you said is opposite of what it says in the Torah, and that's a contradiction.
The father did something, and the son says, "This is what it says in the Torah." And mikro, let me just emphasize. It says kakos of the Torah. It's not going. Kakos of the Torah and mikro of the Torah. What's the difference between these 2 things? Both of them he says Abba. I put an Abba also. Abba.
Yeah.
There's also an Abba over here.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between these 2?
Because
go ahead. Mikro
when you're talking about a pasuk, then you can say if this case is different or not different.
And what did this? What
And
is
the
the
first
thing
way is saying the Torah says. It sounds like it's saying you're going against the Torah.
But if he says that the Torah says such a pasuk, then it's better. Okay, I really wouldn't understand. Tell you the truth, I really wouldn't understand. In the bottom of the page, who is this? Looking. He said, "Kakos of the Torah." That first the Gemara, he reads in with the niggin into the Gemara. I don't see how you see the niggin. He says, Kakos of Torah. That was what the first said. Kakos of Torah. Like that's what it says.
That's
And
pretty
then-
direct.
And then the answer is that he has a pasuk. He has Kakos of the Torah. That's one shot. Another shot, if you like, that at the end the Gemara says, he says, is that what it's Torah? Like that's a nice way to do it. To do it like a shower.
Like a shul.
Like not like a statement that says, but yes, is that what it says in the Torah? So I don't know. You see all these pratim. The Gemara doesn't have any truck. How do you, doesn't have any musical notes? How do the Mepharshim know how to put it in? The idea of the Gemara is surely saying they're supposed to say it in a nice way. You are allowed. You are supposed to say something, but how to say it exactly? That the Gemara first said, don't say Avarta al Divrei Torah. That's also no good. Let's put that also. Avarta al Divrei Torah, no good. Abba Kachas Torah, no good. Abba Mikas Torah Kach. That's the good way. Hello, shalom. Shalom. This is from Citrin, but I had an answer for you, but I can't speak right now. But I'll get back to you later. Okay. Bereshis Medrash Rabbah Mem Daled Aleph. Okay. Okay. New Gemara. Everything's good. Then when you argue with your father, you have to speak nicely. This is the halacha l'maisa. Then when you argue with your father, you're allowed to say different in a way, but you have to say it in a nice way. If the father's doing a mistake, he's doing a avera, you have to tell him.
Right.
But you have to do it in a nice way.
I'm just correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this whole thing is only when it's relevant to Maisa, but if it's time politics, you shouldn't argue with
No, yeah, we're talking about.
No, here the Kiddush is you have to correct.
You're
him,
supposed to correct him.
But
Yeah.
if something you don't have to correct, him, you shouldn't say.
Yeah. If the father says it's a nice day and you think it's not a nice day, you don't have to say anything. That's what so says.
It's better not to say.
Okay, could be. Next Gemara, new Gemara. Elazar ben Rashi Omer, Abba Omer Ashkeni Mayim, or mitzvah lasos. What if the father asks for a cup of water? So it's mitzvah to bring him water, but he also has a mitzvah to do. It comes contradiction. Do a mitzvah and keep it away. What do you do?
I don't understand. What did he say?
Ashkeni Mayim. What did Elazar ben Rashi say? He has a mitzvah to do. The son has a mitzvah to do, and the father asks him for a cup of water. What should he do? Should he bring the cup of water?
So we bring first the cup of water and then.
So let's see what the Gemara says. Yeah, that's nice. But let's see what the Gemara says. So he says he'll do the mitzvah first and then bring the cup of water. Why? Because the father is also chayav to do the mitzvah. Let's say the mitzvah has to be done. Let's say Rashi gives an example to go to a levaya or something like that, or maybe to go to a chasana. I don't know that. And the father also has to do the mitzvah. So the father is also obligated to make the chassan
I would
happen.
make it easier. Let's say so knocks on the door for stuck. Because the good to invite, I don't know if father quit 3 hours for a cup of water. But you have so knocks on the door for stuck. So you tell I need to wait 2 minutes, or you tell the father.
No, it could be even if it's going to be 3 hours. That's the issue.
Yeah?
Could be, yeah. Because the father is also chayav to do the mitzvah. The father is also chayav to do the mitzvah. So if there be somebody that needs help, I'll give an example. I don't know the truth. But let's say there's a flat tire outside, somebody's stuck, mamish has something the father also be chayav to do. And now the son has a choice of doing that or bringing the father water. So it seems that since the father is also chayav to do the mitzvah, so you do the mitzvah first and then you do the.
I just one. Are you mechayiv to bring father water? Let's say your father, young guy. He could get up and get it.
Ashkeni mind. It has to do with the cover. It has to do with the cover. That's to do with cover. It's the way of doing cover. It's not chesed. It's the way of doing cover. Usually the father might not need the cover, but if there's a cover, then he's supposed to bring the father to one. Easy, that's Tanakama. Tanakama says that the father's chayav the mitzvah also, so the mitzvah goes before keep it over. Easy ben Yehuda Omer, he argues, but he also agrees to this principle. But he says the mitzvah who that's his name. Because I and the father are both chayav in the mitzvah. Agree, but there's a stipulation. If the mitzvah can be done by somebody else, what do we say? There's a flat tire outside, somebody stuck in the snow, that someone else can take care of it. It's like calling it. I'll take care of my father. If it's possible to do it with somebody else, so then the mitzvah should be done by somebody else, and he should go there. Okay, machlokes. Everybody agrees that mitzvah goes first, but machlokes says if somebody else could do it, so then Isi Ben Yehuda says let somebody else do it, and you do it, keep it away. Amra Batana, Allah Kisa Ben Yehuda. You pass like that, like a second opinion, and if somebody else can do the mitzvah, so then you do the bring the drink of water for the father, and someone else will do the mitzvah. But if not, then you do the mitzvah first. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Bashil Amra Batana. New sugya. New sugya, we need another 2 dots over here. You like these little 2 dots over here? Amra Rabbi Yitzchak Bashil Amra Batana. Amra Chisda. Av Shemachal Al Kavodo Kavodo Mochel. If a father waves his honor, he says, I'm mochel on my honor. So it works.
So then,
The father's allowed to be mochel, the son's allowed to, doesn't have to be mechabed him. The father, let's say, what would be the case called a mochel.
Even on the Zion.
So I have a right, the Gemara here doesn't say, but I have a right from before, because the Gemara speaks before about yesterday's Gemara that it spoke about Rav Huna wanted to test his son if he's going to get angry. So he tore a silk garment and see if he gets angry. And the Gemara says maybe he's going to get angry. So he said it's mochel on his cover. So you see l'chara that a person could be mochel on his cover, even on his bezayah. If he says I'm mochel, so then there's no chiyuv for the son. So he says Av shemochel al kavodo mochel, and then the whole thing. Everyone agrees to that. That's not going to be a discussion. Everyone agrees to that. The subject's going to be about a rav. How about a rav shemochel al kavodo? So if Chisda says, I'll make a little different color for that one. A rav shemochel al kavodo ein kavodo mochel was who? Rav Yosef Chisda. And and Rav Yosef says yes. According to Rav Yosef, a Rav can also be mochel on his cover. Chris says it can't. Shenema v'Hashem olech l'fnei these are possible because it says Hashem was going in front of Am Yisrael. Hashem went to the cloud, so that's called Hashem was mochel on his cover. He was like serving Bnei Yisrael. He was like leading the way, so like trailblazing. So that's called that Hashem was mochel on his cover. So you see that the Rav and Hashem is like a Rav. So you see that a Rav could be mochel on kavodo.
You pass like that?
So we're going to pass him like that, right? They see a little lamed over there.
what did Hashem do?
Hashem went in front of Bnei Israel.
What's Yom?
In the daytime. Yom.
He went in front of them in the daytime.
Right, we know with the clouds, right? Remember the midbar?
Okay.
Where's
so
the pasuk?
then, why is that showing that he's
Because
mochel on his cover?
because it's like he's going in front of Bnei Israel to trailblaze the way, to be like the scout,
It's
the
giving
one
them
who's.
more cover
so
that
it's-
they're-
So he's taking care of them. Here's the pasuk if you want. Hashem to show them the way. Hashem is the guide. The beginning of Parshas Peshalach. So Rav Yosef sees that as being that Hashem is mochel on his cover. So you see that the Rav could mochel on his cover, and then you could accept it also. If the Rav is allowed to be mochel, so then the Talmud is allowed to
Why are we
accept
going
it.
to run into a problem?
What's the problem?
I thought that a king is not going to be able to mochel on his thing, and a king is lesser to them. And if Hashem can do it, then certainly a king could.
So I think it's a good kasha. It's going to be at the end of the sugya. But the more doesn't talk about a king yet. So far, a father
Just
and a
in
Rav.
Yeah.
A father's not a machlokes, Rav is a machlokes. Amar Rav Hachi Yashta. Rav says that the pasuk of Rav Yosef is not a good raya. Hasam HaKadosh Baruch Hu Alma Dileyu, the Torah Dileyu. The world belongs to Hashem. The Torah belongs to Hashem. Mochel Yikre. Hashem could be mochel because Hashem is being mochel on the Torah. It's his Torah. The more is looking at when a God's mochel on his cover, so he's being mochel on the Torah's cover. So Hashem could do that because it's his Torah. But the Rav, is it his Torah that he could be mochel? Hacha Amud Beis. Hacha Torah Dilehi. Is it his Torah? Is it the Chacham's Torah? Just because he's learned he's a Chacham. Does it Lehi? Is it his Torah? So that's
No.
so then he shouldn't be able to be mochel. That was Rava's kasha. But then the big chiddush comes, top line, Hadam Rava, then Rava changed his mind. Yes, Torah Dilehi, it is his Torah. If a Chacham learns Torah, it becomes his Torah. The chsiv was so. Get Yom V'Layla. So the Pashup Shad is that a person learns Hashem's Torah, but the more is nashini that he learned his own Torah. That when a Chacham learns Torah, it becomes his Torah. So he has the right to be mochel the cover. So the Gemara comes out, Rav Chisda says he may not be mochel his cover, then Rav Yosef said yes, and Rav agreed to him also.
Now there's a Rabbi changed his mind.
Rav changed his mind.
Right,
Rav, right?
So why did he change his
First he
mind?
thought that the Torah is not his, not the Chacham's Torah. Top line, Torah Dilehi, and the answer is Torah Dilehi. First the Gemara said, is Torah his? The Gemara said, yes, Torah is his. It's his Torah. And therefore it could be mochel. The third line, the Gemara Kasha, that Rav is saying Rav holds now that it could be mochel is covered. Aini, is that so? Rav Mashki Bei Hilul Debrei. Rav was serving wine by the chasana of his son. His son was getting married, so he served wine. Like a lot of times, the host does that. So even though he was a big Rav, he served wine to his talmidim. The Dalei Kasav Rav Yeshua, he picked up the cup. He gave a cup to have Papa and Yeshua. They come when we come, they got up, they stood up, even though when he's serving them, it's like he's mochel on his covered, so they didn't have to get up maybe, but they did get up. The Talmidim got up to honor him. He gave them the wine, but they stood up. It is mashma they accepted the wine. A little tasha later on, the Gemara is going to mashma that maybe he shouldn't have accepted the wine. If
From later, still remember, he didn't bring it already. Your mother asked you if you can bring a cup of tea. So tell her, don't bring that shit up. But if she brings you, then you don't drink it.
so,
It's
okay,
not
so
nice.
okay, we'll see.
I'm wrong?
We had
Okay.
a Gemara before that said there was a Talmud Chacham that his father and mother.
Could be that they offered him, but they
Over
didn't
there
bring
it said,
it to him.
over there it said, except from your mother, don't accept from your father.
But it could be that they offer. Who
Okay,
says they bring it to him already?
Okay, we'll see. Okay, yeah, we'll see more Gemaras. We'll see more. But so far it says that when he brought his Talmidim, Yeshua, they got up.
Yeah.
Then he also gave.
But that's it's covered your Torah.
That's the question. If Nochal Kabodo, so then they shouldn't have. Let's see more. That's two more lines. We have to see. Then he also gave wine to Rav Mori and Rav Pinchas Beidu Rav Chisda. They also were the chassan over there, and Rav also served them wine. For low come when we come in, they didn't get up, and Rav said that's not proper. Ikbid, the Rebbe was makbid and said, how come they get up? You didn't get up. These rabbis are rabbis, and these rabbis are not rabbis. You see, they got up. This is Rabba. Rabba saying to Rav Mori and to Rav Pinchas Rav Chisda that how come they got up and you're more chashuv than they are. So what do you see? The Rabba says that even though Rav Shemachal al Kvodo, he was mochel Kvodo because he served them wine, but he still was saying that they should have gotten up. He should have had the sense to get up. So you see that Rav holds that he's not mochel.
If somebody's serving wine, that means they mochel on the other cup.
So you want to say that he only was mochel on the wine, that in fact I'm serving you, but still everything else is still in place.
Yeah.
I hear. I
don't
also
see
have
the
the difficulty.
stir effect, they stand up
I hear.
because of-
Yeah,
Because
no, it's
that-
an
because
honorable thing. I'll kind of add on to Leib's question. It's an honorable thing to give out wine. It doesn't show.
That's what's not. That
No, it's not.
it's not in the place of the king doesn't give up.
Yeah, but it was so about Simcha. Even if he's a prestigious person, sometimes he'll go out and that wine. It's something
So
like
that-
you want
it's
people
some-
to join.
Okay, but that's really mochel kvoda.
It's less. It's not. It's not to be done. It's not like he's that water. It's a different type of thing.
Okay, but
right?
still, but the one puts it together that if he was mochel, they didn't have to get up either. And nothing more sees as a contradiction. Rabbi says that mochel kvoda mochel, and here Rabbi was makbid that they didn't get up. The two, question number two, same question, but different. Have wine by the chassan of his son Avrohom. Remember that by the Siyumim. His son's name was Abamar. The Dali Kasser of Yehuda, and the Papa brought a cup of wine to Rav Yisrael, the son of Rav Yehuda. Come, and also he didn't get up. The Ikbid, and also even said it's not proper. He should have gotten up. So what do you see? That Rav Shemachal Kavodo ain't Kavodo Mochel, and Rav holds yes. The answer is I feel lucky. He the mother day. He had them. He boiled the way bow. They should have done hidur, not kavod, but
Bo
hidur.
was part of the sentence.
Yeah, they should have still done hidur. What's
Here
hidur?
it means they wanted to do it in a higher level, but they weren't high.
They didn't have to do kavod mamish, but they should have done some hidur. Rashi says over here, what's hidur? Let's see, Rashi. Lanua ma'at ki idu rotz olam v'depanav. At least to get up a little bit, like we do a little bit. To get up a little bit, that's something to show something. You don't have to get up the whole way to stand up because he was. If he wasn't mochel, he had to get up all the way. Rashi says here there is to show him some kind of a glorification. So even though it comes out of the Gemara that Rav Shemachal Kavod the Kavod the mochel, but still he's supposed to do something.
But then the Rav comes in now and they never kind of.
That's a different question. That'll be a circle later on. How many times do you have to get up? And if he's still in the same room, okay. The Gemara continues. New Gemara, which we didn't get yet to about the king and stuff. So the Gemara continues. Amar Rav, it's a sugya, yeah. The first Gemara goes into a nasi. Amar Rav, I feel man the Amar Shemachal Kavod the Kavod the mochel. Even the Manaba says that the Rav could be mochel on his covered, but nasi Shemachal al Kavod. Here's the sugya of nasi. Nasi Shemachal al Kavod, ein Kavod the mochel. A nasi, nowadays they call it president. It doesn't mean a king. A nasi is the leader, but he's not the level of a king. I don't
Not
know.
necessarily the level of the Lador.
Not the Velada. Not the Velada. No, it has to do with a position of
It's
power.
political.
It's a position of power, right? So if he was mochel and kibul mochel. He doesn't have the right to be mochel. Also, Hashem was going in the cloud in front of Bnei Israel. Is he not a nasi? How could the nasi be more than Hashem? The kasha could be asked. Maybe we'll ask later on about a king coming up. Mesve, a kasha from a brisa. Ma'aseh Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Tzadok, Shem Sudim, the Mesa Mishteh, Beno Shel Rabbi Gamliel. So Rabbi Gamliel was a nasi. Rabbi Gamliel was a nasi, and he was making a for a son. And Rabbi Eliezer was there. Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Tzadok. But Rabbi Gamliel, Omer Mashkalem, and Rabbi Gamliel was there serving them. He was a nasi, and he was serving wine.
His son was getting married.
His son, Rabbi Gamliel's son was getting married, and he was
happy.
And he was serving wine to the guests.
Yeah.
And he's the nasi. This was a Avrohom's question.
Yeah.
You know, about
this is
that.
like now, this is Malchus.
This is nasi.
Nasi is Malchus.
Not yet. Not quite. But the nasi nakos Rabbi Elazar, the Lord fellow, he gave the cup to Rabbi Eliezer. He didn't accept it.
To me, it's a big
Who
thing.
didn't accept it?
No, he says, I cannot take
I
it.
know, my mother.
Revelation.
I know. You hear where I'm coming from? If someone, my mother brings me a cup, if she offers me, I can tell her don't bother. But if she really brings it, it's like it's a patch and pun if you don't like.
No, it depends how you say it. I cannot take it from you. I cannot.
She's gonna. Your mother. You don't think your mother would feel very bad, even though your mother's now old and she's not feeling well. If your mother would get up and bring you a cup of coffee, you wouldn't drink it.
It's not a desire.
She wouldn't. Your mother when she was 99. That's it. She went out. She's got all her energy and brew you a cup of coffee, and you say, "Ma, I can't drink it because I didn't want you to do it for me." She would feel very bad, no?
Okay, first of all, I don't know if that's specific, but we're talking here where there's lots of people.
Okay.
So you can give it to somebody else. I can't take it from you because you're so.
There's other people there. Okay.
So Rabbi Eliezer.
But even what if your mother said, "I want to tie your shoes for you"?
No, because then she didn't do it yet.
How can I let you do that?
But let's say, but she didn't do it for you yet. But if your mother, I know your mother came to your house and said, "I want to take care of the kids." She came from far away. You don't let her take care of the kids. You're gonna say she traveled.
To get around it, you know. I can't take it. And then she puts it down, and then you can take it.
Okay.
Once we're mentioning all these cases, there's a story that Tosha brings down that is an awesome story.
And which of Mishnah?
I think it's before already. You passed it on the
other.
Here it is. This is the bottom of what is this? Lamed Aleph Amud Beis, a page ago. Tosha brings the Gemara. Rav Tarfon, Yerushalmi.
Rav Tarfon.
Isa Yerushalmi. The mother of Yishmael's mother. When he would come home from the Beis Medrash, she would wash his feet and drink the water. She was so much of her son. So Bishmael, he didn't let her wash it. He heard about it, and then she came to the Chacham and she said, "My son Bishmael, he doesn't do kibbutz." So the Chacham got all nervous by Bishmael. Then they heard the story. They said he has to do it. He has to allow her to do it. It's so no Zelkavoda. So all those stories people are talking about, nobody makes it to this story. That's why they say Yerushalmi.
Mother is a mother. You're not going to say that.
But anyway, back to the sugi over here. Where are we holding?
But they ended up saying he should. He should and that would be keep it up.
That's keep it in.
That's keep it in.
So here the Gemara says that Nasi. The Gemara says Nasi cannot be mochel. Ma'aseh kasha for Rabbi Gamliel that he was mochel al kvodo and Rabbi Eliezer didn't accept. The son of Rabbi Yeshua, but Kiblo, Rabbi Yeshua did accept it. Amar Rabbi Eliezer, Mazi Yeshua. Ani Yosh Rabbi Gamliel Omeid Mashke Aleinu. What is this Yeshua? Rabbi Eliezer told Yeshua they were chavusas. Now they were coming. So he said, we're sitting Rabbi Gamliel serving. He's a Nasi. Amalei Matzinu Gadol Menu Shishimesh. We see somebody bigger than Rabbi Gamliel that was serving. Avrohom, Gadol Adoraya. Avrohom was the greatest because of Avrohom Aleim, and he was serving the guests. So you see that he could be mochel al kvodo. So if Avrohom Kavinu could be mochel, so Rabbi Gamliel could be mochel al kvodo.
Are we up to Malchei Shores?
No, right there. You might say that's different because he thought they appeared to him like malachim. That's why he served them. They appeared to him as Arabs. So he served them even though they were like Arabs. And he was mochel al kvodo. So Anu lo yehi Rabbi Gamliel b'Rebbe Yomad Mashka Aleinu says Rabbi Gamliel should not. If Avram Avinu could be mishares, so Rabbi Gamliel could. Then Rabbi Tzadok, how come you're not talking about Hashem's honor and talking about human honor. You mean right from Avram Avinu that Avram Avinu was mochel al kvodo. You can see Hashem. Hashem serves us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but he didn't say Hashem serves us because in the midbar Hashem made the cloud going in front of Bnei Israel. He says every day, Hashem Mashit Ruchos U'Ma'ala Nisiyim Lord Motam Matzmiach Adamo Baruch Shulchan Tefnek Alechat Yachad. Hashem makes the wind blow. Hashem means the clouds. Nisiyim means clouds. Ma'ala Nisiyim means clouds. Hashem makes the clouds come evaporate from the water. And Hashem brings down the water, brings down the rain, and He makes the earth grow. And He sets up a table for each person. A person comes home. Hashem served you the table. Hashem made a table. You come home and eat potatoes with whatever. Hashem made you a table. Hashem made it rain and everything. And we take from Hashem's table. And Rabbi Gamliel can't serve. You can't accept from Rabbi Gamliel. We take from Hashem. So this seems to say that all this is saying that a nasi could be mochel al kvodo. Rabbi Gamliel held not, but everybody else, Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yoshua and Rabbi Tzadok, they said that yes. So how come you're saying that a nasi cannot be mochel al kvodo? So it was a mistake. The way it was quoted before was a mistake. This is the way it should be learned. Here's the melech that we're talking about. Melech shemochel al kvodo ein kvodo mochel.
Only a melech.
So you have Abraham, Nasi, and we hold everybody could be mochel, and Abba for sure. Rav is a machlokis. Nasi is a machlokis, but melech everybody holds cannot, and that's how we pass it. Melech shemochel al kvodo ein kvodo mochel. Shenamar som tasam alecha melech. You should place a king upon yourself. Shetei moso elecha. The more dash som tasim, what's the more dashing? Alecha. Alecha should be upon you. That he has to be. You have to fear him. So it has to be somebody that's above you, and the king is not allowed to lower himself to be equal and to serve. And a nasi may, but a king may not. So you might say, Hashem is a king also.
He's the king of the kings.
Of the kings, the king. And Hashem, and Hashem gives us supper every night. So the Chorah, it's a special halacha that by kings, the Chorah, as my Chavusha said, that here it's a special limit in the king. There's a custom, some Tosim halacha melech, that Hashem wants that the king should be placed upon, make him above you. And there's no, even though I have rights that Hashem does it, but Hashem wants the king should be revered, and he's not allowed to be mochel on his covenant.
One question: if it wasn't a glass of wine, but it was an apple or a peach or something. No, that's my question. Is it if he offers a wine? A wine is a thing that is the oil of malchus. It's a cheshuva item.
Yeah, the subject is mochel al kvodo. There's one subject, mochel al kvodo. The question is mochel al kvodo. By serving somebody.
That wine or something.
No, the mochel al kvodo. That's for mochel al kvodo. He's not serving. He doesn't serve. And the king's not allowed to be mochel.
You can order it. Chashiv said you can have whatever you want, drink whatever you want to drink. He ordered it,
but he cannot serve. He didn't serve.
He's not a Jew, so
the king is not the king. But the king, that's the idea. The king is not. King has to be in the position of king. He's not allowed to lower his king at the order. The Rambam says that a king is not allowed to call anybody with any title. If the Gadol Hador comes in, he has to call him by his first name. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to.
But to give a title. Not allowed to give a title.
Hello, Benjamin. Shalom. I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a shir now, so I can't talk, but I'll speak to you later. Okay.
One second. Rabbi Yashav walks into a king.
He has to call. The king has to call him Yosef Shalom.
But I don't get that. What? Because he's the king, I can understand. The friend he doesn't call. But
no, he's not mechaber anybody. The Rambam. And only in public, in privacy, it's like your shofar that he would get it from a shir and he would kiss him and say Rabbi, Mori. But in public, he's not allowed to be Rambam. The same word Rambam. He says this. He has to say call him by his name without any title. You don't see that in the Gemara, Dafka, but in this Gemara. But it does say that Melech cannot be mochel on his covenant unless the Rambam's maybe he has a special source about that also. New subjects. We talk about Kibbutz Avim. How did it come in? Because that's the subject of the Mishnah. The Mishnah talks about kol mitzvahs balabein. Echad nashim. Any mitzvah which is incumbent upon the son to do to his father. Women are the same, but the daughter has to also be mechaber with the father. The mitzvah Kibbutz Avim is on the daughter just as much as the son. So we don't know. Once she's married, then she can't because she lives by her husband, and the father's not around. But otherwise, there is a chiyuv of Kibbutz Avim to the daughter also. And because of that, we wanted to also give Kibbutz Avim. The subject is that they don't live next to you because they live next to their husbands. And even if they want to be next to you in order to be able to bring you breakfast every day, they're not allowed to. Now we're changing subjects. We're going into other lachas about kibbutz, not about Kibbutz Avim, but about honoring an old man. You also have to say to what?
the din of Dr. Pnei means also the Kenah.
I never thought about it. Nice point. Also a woman, also.
A what?
A woman. An old woman
is
also.
older
An
than
old
70,
woman
you have to
also.
say
is
Because
supposed to
Mipnei Seba, so Seba
Right,
could be any-
Save, the word saver probably means an old man.
Oh.
But
Okay.
probably the is probably the woman also. I didn't
Isn't
pay attention. Tan Rabbanan. New stuff. Starting a real
Oh,
new
we
again.
had 2 dots.
About 2 dots. We're going further. Tan Rabbanan. The Pnei Sefer talking. The pasuk says, as we can see on the side, maybe. Let's see the whole pasuk. Here it is. Up, why is it not?
9 lines up from words.
The Pnei Sefer talking about that. The Pnei again. The Resim Elokech Ani Hashem. You should get up for an old man, and you should glorify the face of an old man. Sefer and Zaken, both of them mean old man. I'm not sure the difference. A Sefer and a Zaken. And Pirkei obviously says that a Zaken is older than a
What's
Sefer.
Ashmai?
I didn't get there. I'm just reading the pasuk on the side. If Pnei Sefer talking about that, the Pnei Zaken, the Resim Elokech Ani Hashem is on the screen if you want. There it is.
Okay. No,
That's the
no,
pasuk.
no.
Now we go
What's the
into
pasuk?
that's the pasuk.
Mhm.
Vayikra Yutes Lam please. You should stand up for a saber. You should glorify the face of a zaken, an old man, and you should fear your God. I am Hashem.
Interesting. There was a fear of God, but not the fear of an old man, just the cover of it.
I don't know if there's a mitzvah here also to a zaken. I think there is going to be something like that. Let's Tanarabanan. The Pnei Sefer talking. No chalafilus b'pnei zaken hashmai. You might think even to stand up for a zaken hashmai. What's a zaken hashmai? So Taisha says Amoritz, a boar, empty man, empty, a boar. How about an old boar? It's in English also, right? Baseball players in Hebrew, but also B-O-O-R, same thing. It means the same thing. So even a boar. Rashi says a little bit more extreme. Taisha doesn't understand. Rashi says even a Russia. So Taisha says a Russia is different. A Russia is supposed to be Mavaza. So Taisha says not a Russia, but a boar. So do you have to get up for an old boar? Tamalama Zaken. The word Zaken implies a wise man. Shenema Esfel Yishivim Vishvizikne Israel. Gathered to me 70 men from the elders of Israel. So elder over there, he sees as elders, but it's a smart elder. He's a sage. Yeah. So Tanakama says only if he's a chacham. Tanakama. It sounds very similar. But basically, he says the word zaken means kana. The word zaken means yeshakana chachma. It means kana, that he acquired. What did he acquire? He acquired wisdom. Shenema Hashem kanani veshes dakwa. The pasuk talks about wisdom, and it says the wisdom says Hashem acquired me. The first thing, veshes dakwa. So both of them say the same thing, that it's only for a wise man, not for a boy. And the Gemara is going to ask it later on what's the machlokes about. Both of them say that zaken is only for smart. So we're going to see how the Gemara is going to explain that.
But why the word Ashmai comes in?
The question was, you have to be mechaber boar. So the Tanakhama said no, because zaken means chacham. And Agbesi says zaken means kana chachma. So both of them say the same thing. Right. Both of them say you don't get up for a old boar.
Right.
And if a zaken don't wants to,
he wants, you shouldn't get up for him. You're supposed to get up for an old man. If the old man says he wants to be mochel, he says you don't have to.
and if the zaken gets up for
he gets up for the young man. For the young man, if he gets up, that means he's mochel on his couple. Can the old man be mochel on the couple? I think so.
I think so, yeah.
But the more they talk about it.
I remember once the mirror, you have a lot of katsanim, the older men, you have to stand up, they come in.
Then they won't let them come in then if everyone has to stand up.
Okay, someone told, so this is not my thing, told me that it could be so much, but today, the old men, they don't want to be looked upon as old men. They prefer people.
I think it's more partial. The yeshiva would not allow people to come in and everyone has to get up for the whole day. If they come in, they're being walked on the cupboard. If they can cause everybody has to stand up for them, so then they're not invited.
Parents shouldn't give their children the seat that they should stand. That's not correct.
No, and the parents should teach the children to stand up for them.
Right.
And people don't nowadays. It's very strange to see a son get up for, but that's what you're supposed to do. It might be a little uncomfortable. You have to be smart.
I was by a simcha and somebody got up and the other person next to me said, "You don't do that." She said, "I never would give because he gave his kid this."
Oh, you're talking about giving a seat. That's a different subject altogether also. We're not talking about giving a seat. We're talking about standing up. Standing up in honor. We're not talking about giving up a seat. That's a different subject.
Giving up a seat
But
is being vocal on your couple.
No, that's even more. It's giving a seat. We're talking. No, it's not a subject. Here, the subject is the honor of standing up. You stand up and you sit down again.
Right.
but you're supposed to stand up for an honor. So when a parent comes in,
But
that's not even the subject. Let's
That's what
talk
I'm
about
asking,
it. But
a parent to give a child, see, that's.
right,
not
but
a
right,
way
but
to-
we're not even talking about that. We're not talking about giving a seat. We're talking about even standing up. When an old man comes in, he's supposed to stand up. Within Dalaram, he's supposed to stand up.
Right here, one is from the pasuk that he gathered 70 sickness, so it's because it's in the pasuk.
That's to show that a zaken is a smart
And
man.
that's from the pasuk,
Right.
that the word means.
The word means a wise man, right?
And the second way is a play on words.
That the words are right,
that
got
means
it, right.
non-net.
Right.
70.
Not why the more has more details. We also had a machlokas now. I'll put this in parentheses because it's also the subject, but it's not mamish what we talked about till now. Let's go further.
Final present.
Yachol. This is part of the brisa still, but it's not talking about who's a zaken. They are halachas. Halachas about standing up for a zaken.
So, and by the way, so this, as long as he's not a variant, you have to stand.
It doesn't say about Rashi says Russia says no boar. Even a
Then
boar.
you-
A
but
boar.
that doesn't fit in because it's Rabbi Yossi, but they both said they have to be some type of chachma.
Again?
They both said it has to be kana chachma.
Right.
So, but
So
a
as
boar
I
is
said,
kana
that-
chachma.
No, that's no.
No,
So you don't have to stand up for a boar.
Right.
That's
You
what
said
it
it was something out of Russia.
Boar, you don't have to stand up.
You know, that's what it says so far. That's what it says. You don't get up for no different. Both of them say the same thing. One says this Russia, that Russia, but the most mistake they are arguing, but we didn't get to it yet. The Bryce says more halachas about getting up. I got people don't get up for an old man. I don't know why. People don't
Oh,
get
so
up. So
that's-
mitzvah, the rice that they get up for an old man
Oh, so
within
that's,
Dalaram.
this what that was telling me. Today, people don't want to be looked at as old men.
I think it depends also how old they are.
No,
and-
someone just turned 70. You'd rather
Remember,
people
we-
But
think-
people don't get up for a 90-year-old either. I was in a place where I didn't get it. Like, there's an old mama. She's Tam Chacham also.
No,
Tam
I try
Chacham.
to stand up. I personally try to stand up. But if it's a 70-year-old man wants people to think that he's 60. So you prefer that people want to stand up for them. John. That's what I was told.
Maybe. But Yesh Ladun. You know why? Because people don't respect old age. That's the shorish of the whole problem. That people don't respect old age. So
Yeah,
people
so-
don't want to be considered old. Because I'm old. How do you call it? An old.
Geezer.
No fogey.
Old hag.
No fogey.
So that's the problem. That nowadays they don't respect elders. So therefore, no one wants to be in that category. But the whole society is
Oh, my
upside
brother
down.
showed me there's a Gemara that people in those days, in older days, the people wanted to look older.
Mhm.
I forgot which Gemara. Today we want to look younger.
What's the difference? Somebody
Yeah,
who's
well,
50 years old,
they
but
look
is a
older than this, so they look the same.
There's different than obtaining a Chacham Chacham. That's going to be the sugi also. So far it says old man and it says old boar not, but a chacham yes. Some more halachas. What if he's far away? He sees the old man from far away. Does he have to get up? Tamadama talking about that. The more dashing in the two seconds.
If
Talking about that.
it's a godel of the even yes, that's not.
We're not talking about chacham. We're talking about we're not talking about. We're talking about an old chacham. And it says they have to get up.
Stand up
So,
and
talking about that, it says two things. Talking, but that's
Glory.
the only a kind of a standing which glorifies. It means if you stand far away, nobody sees
Nobody
it.
sees
Nobody
why.
connects it. So it's not being mahader him. He's
Yeah.
standing up, but you're not being mahader him. So you don't have to. So here it says you don't have to get up, and the post saying it means within Dalaramis. Dalaramis you have to get up. That means that it shows that it's getting up for him. If not, you don't have to. Yachol yadrenu b'mamon. I'm going to say pshat. I don't know if it's true. Do you have to also glorify him at the cost? If it costs money. Costs money. Again, it goes together, these two things. Just like we say, standing up doesn't cost any money. So hidu also means only if it doesn't cost any money. You don't have to spend any money. It doesn't, not a kind of hidu which costs money.
Okay.
You don't have to give him money, you don't have to lose money by getting up either. Yachol, Yamod Mipana Besakisa Besamerchatz. How about the Besakisa, Besamerchatz, in a mikvah, and a chacham comes in, he's supposed to get up, an old man comes in, he's supposed to stand up. So that's not called kavod. Talmud Loma, the same thing as before, like far away, talking about data. No, Marty Kima El Bamakom Sheishido. You only have to stand up when it's going to glorify him. But getting up in the mikvah is not called glorifying him. Yachol Yatzamein of Mishalo Rahu. I'm not a possible. Maybe I'll close my eyes as if I didn't see him. So you don't have to get up. Talmud Loma talking about Yeresa Malakecha at the end of the pasuk that you have to have Yerushalayim. Hashem knows if you saw or not.
That's not in the mikvah. That's just a.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could you explain? I don't understand why in the mikvah it's not covered. It's the old man there.
It's not covered. It's not a makam of cover.
So, but still, you want to acknowledge it.
It's not
You
cover.
show.
It's not a way of showing cover. It's not the place to show cover.
Is this all the pasuk? Takum b'yiras devar.
Takum v'yeresa. No, that's it. Takum v'yeresa. The pasuk says v'yeresa malakacham. You saw the pasuk on the side. We'll look at it again.
Okay, head eraser.
Yeresa malakacham. Here it is. It's still highlighted. I hope. Where did it go? You lost it.
There it is.
So of course it says Yeresa malakacham, but now it's saying that means because Hashem knows. So don't think Hashem doesn't see. Hashem sees. People might think he didn't see, but Hashem knows he did see. So make sure you get up. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar Omer. How do you know that we're talking about the people? So get up for the old man.
Now it says Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, the grandson of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. I
don't think so. I don't think so, but I can't say for sure. How do you know that the Zaken, now we're talking to the Zaken, the old man, he also should take into consideration that he shouldn't force people to get up needlessly. So he shouldn't bother the people to get up, which would mean does Rashi say anything here? What should he do? He should try to avoid that people should have to get up for him. And
so this is what you asking.
So if he can go a shortcut, he shouldn't make everybody stand up for him. I know certain Rosh Hashiva. What would he do?
They made sure that they stand in the back. And then when everybody was getting up for something, that's when they would come.
And there were some people that they had Rosh Hashiva had a door next to his seat. Instead of going from the back of his medrash, he would go open the door and right away would sit down. He wouldn't have to make everybody to get up.
Oh, and even in the Korban, when he comes in, everybody sees him. He sits in the front row.
So therefore they
everybody speaking.
I see that about Rebbe Leo who does that
but that's in order not to interrupt the speaker. That's in order not to interrupt the speaker. It doesn't want to interrupt
because the standing up
the speaker. That's what is not. Also, even if you could avoid people getting up, also if you could avoid, you also try not to make them get up.
Except there's a story that I'm going to convention of Yaakov told Moshe that we'll walk in and our wives will feel good because that will get the people are getting up first. So that was the one time. But besides that,
also sometimes you have to do it because the tzibur has to. It's a cover for the tzibur that they have such a midah chachamim and it's a cover of Torah. Sometimes the other cheshbonos also.
But what is the Talmud Lomar?
1 second. This.
It says via racer. So can via racer. Put the via racer also.
So you said
the Pnei say but that the Pnei zaken via racer. So now the most dashing via racer. The zaken via racer. The zaken should also have Yerushalayim.
Okay. By the way,
it's a brush, of course.
Is this din?
Usually we said we would think that he wouldn't have to, and then we see
he wouldn't have to what?
Matria. All of
no, it's telling you he should not be Matria. How do you know he should not be Matria? Because it is possible. Without this pasuk, it doesn't say anything about the zaken that goes about his own way.
This is the first time of this whole series
that we're talking to the zaken.
That it's the opposite. We said we thought such and such. Talmud Lomar, it's not true. This time the Talmud Lomar it is true.
Right, because before it always says yochel. Here it doesn't say yochel. Here it says minayim zaken shaloi yatria. It doesn't say yochel lo yatria.
No, yeah, thank you.
Now, shaloi yatria is going on the old man or the Talmud Chacham?
Whatever we said, whatever we're talking about till now. Till now, we didn't get clear yet. We're going to get clear soon. We talked about old man. That's the pasuk, and the Gemara said not a board, and it brought down two shitas. How you know that? So whatever we're talking about, that's what we're talking about. The Gemara, that happens to be the Gemara goes back to the first subject now, and it's a little strange. All these parentheses we talked about who's a zaken, Tanakama, now goes Isi ben Yehuda. So it's strange in the setup. So but I found that this is already a brisa. This is a different brisa. Isi ben Yehuda is a different brisa. The Gemara is bringing the brisa is over, but now brings another brisa. So
that's the end of the brisa.
That's the end of the brisa. But people wouldn't know this only if you look it up. If you look it up in the Torah's corner, this is a new. Isi ben Yehuda is not there. But the Gemara is bringing another shita, so it explains the order of the Gemara. But anyway, this is going to be a third shita now. Isi ben Yehuda Omer, but they say we're talking about people called Sefer b'mashma, any kind of old man. He holds even a boar.
What about Gai 2010?
I don't know. I think it's going to be more later on. I forgot about if it talks about Isi ben Yehuda, but he also have three shittas over here. Tanakama says a zaken is not an old boar. He has to be as chacham, like it says Ziknei Yisrael. Rabbi Yosef says zaken means a smart man.
Yeah.
And Isi ben Yehuda says zaken means an old man. Period. Any old man. Now the Gemara goes back. That's the end of the brisa. End of the second brisa also now. Now goes the Gemara. Now the Gemara is going to analyze. But basically, the first two sheets are the same thing. Both of them said that it has to be not an old boar. The answer is Yamek v'chacham. How about a young chacham? Yamek is young, like a tino. It was a young chacham. A young chacham.
I said 50.
Yeah, a young tino.
No, 1 second. No, I thought it was less than bar mitzvah. If he's older bar mitzvah, for sure you have to stand up.
No,
1 second. You have the Goin when he was
it's the mitzvah to get a for a chacham.
why is he, what's the difference what age? After bar mitzvah.
Who says you have to get a for a chacham? You're starting with anacha. Who says you have to get a for a chacham? Tanakama says the word says zaken. Zaken means old man. It doesn't mean an old boy. It has to be.
And if
it has
he's
to
a
be-
chacham,
if again, first it says here, old man. Old man means an old man. Not a chacham say, not an old boy. It has to be an old wise man.
Because we don't know yet Talmud Chacham.
The Tanakama says no such thing as a chacham. It has to be an old wise man. Old chacham. 2 conditions. What do you say? What do you ask?
and if Ani is a chacham,
Yeah, what, a poor man, an ani? Yeah, if he's a chacham, you stand up for him. But it has to be, according to Tanakama, only 2 conditions. He has to be old and a chacham. If he's an old poor or a young chacham, you don't have to get him. Tanakama. This Tanakama. Now, Tanakama says we don't have a chacham low because the zaken means an old man, and we bring a pasuk to say Shiva Mishma Ziknei Yisrael that it's not stam zaken. They didn't get old boys. They got old chacham.
Jewish.
Yes, but you see that a
Jewish,
zaken, it's a
zaken
megillah.
can
It's a
be a
megillah
young
that the old man means who's a chacham. You don't call somebody a zaken if he's just plain old. He has to be old chacham. So he has to have 2 conditions. If basically says that the word zaken means zeshekanu chacham, it doesn't mean old. He says it doesn't mean old. It means wise. So according to Rabbi Yossi Aglili, you don't get up for an old boar,
Right, and you get up.
and you get up.
You do get up for
Nothing to do with age. Nothing. According to everything, nothing to do with age. It has to do only with chacham. So, boar, you don't get up no matter how old he is, and a chacham, you get up no matter how young he is. And my time of the
Is that Rabbanon? Is that Rabbanon?
Rabbi Yosef.
so that's the machlokes. And even when you don't, even an old man, he holds
I
even
have
old.
these shaylas, I have sometimes these little kids. You have the 13-year-old kid that knows she's the whole Mishnah by heart and the whole Tanakh by heart. Sometimes they think maybe I should get up for them.
So we have to know what's called the chacham. What is called the Talmud chacham? What is called the chacham? What's called the chacham? Doesn't have to be anybody smarter than me. Is not enough.
No, but
It
he
has
knows
to-
the whole Mishnah by heart and
So
the whole
what's called
Tanakh by
okay,
heart.
could be, but what's called the chacham could be. But we have to figure out what's called the chacham. What is called the chacham? What's the
That
level?
would be in.
Yeah,
honor
a lot of
of Torah.
time.
Yeah, everything's down.
I
Yeah,
don't
if you
know-
say
I don't know
the
how-
more saying
how
honor the Torah.
Do I know
According to
some of the
Yisrael
kids
Yehuda,
I
it doesn't say anything about a chacham. It just says about
Younger.
I wonder according to Yisrael Yehuda, there's no different chacham either. It just says about an old man, even an old boar, but it doesn't say anything about the time. There might be another pasuk. Hashem will lekechatira, the Rabbi Simon Chacham, maybe a different pasuk.
Yeah.
But this pasuk, he said 3 shittas. One says it means old chacham. One says it means chacham. One says it means old. 3 shittas. Old chacham, old chacham.
Nice.
That's as far as I prepared. So it's still in middle, but but we have to continue.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
regular time, 11?
What's tomorrow?
Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday already.
Tomorrow's Friday. Have Yom
Erev
Tov,
Chag?
Erev Chag. Let me just close this.
How's your
I
mother?
wonder if I have a second. I don't know. It was when I left for Shear, there was no secret.